Okay, we're gonna go with another training video for whoever's running ProPresenter on a Sunday morning. What to do when you get here. And this, I apologize if it's really rough. It's just kind of everything out there at once, but hopefully it'll be helpful. Um, so I got a call on Sunday morning that the live stream wasn't working. Um, so from the multi-view, like there was no video input on the multi-view, and right now it's clearly not working. Everything's messed up right now. But um, if that's ever not working, typically, if you click one of these opening slides and then you click the welcome slide, there's something magical about that welcome slide, which right now we don't have the cameras on or the ATEM on or anything, so it's not going to pick up any input. But there's something magical about this first welcome slide that sometimes just fixes that problem. So then this will be black, but then all of a sudden it will be whatever camera you have selected on the ATEM will show up right here after you click the welcome slide. I'm pretty sure it has something to do with the actions, but on that particular slide. But the other thing that you can check is that it's the right look. So another issue that sometimes occurs during the live stream, you'll see the camera, and then if you're on a song, you'll see the words at the bottom. Like you can see them right here. Like right now, like I said, there's no camera, but you can see the words at the bottom. Sometimes that's not there. That's generally always this little mustache thing. So if it's on video only, then those words aren't going to be there. And that is because when we dismiss the kids are dismissed, it does this video only. And because online, we don't want to show, if it wasn't like that, if it was on music, online, we don't want to show, hey, kids are dismissed for children's church, because people who are watching online aren't sending their kids to children's church. So that's why that video only view exists, so it doesn't show the words at the bottom. But then when you go to a song, oh no, the lyrics aren't at the bottom. That's just because it's still on video only. You got to go back to music, and look, now the words are on the bottom. Other issues when you come in and the stage display wasn't on, and you turn the computer on, that's fine. I think there's an order of turning everything on that just makes it work. But you can always come into the Apple icon and go to System Settings, and then go to Displays down here. And right now, this VS21 HDMI-R, that's this right here, and that's the basically it's the projector screen, and then the built-in display. That's what we're looking at right now. But you got to come here and say, hey, I want this Roku TV, this YN00P, whatever, added as an external display. There we go. Now that is there, it might just be working now. But the other thing you can check to be sure is you go to Screens and Configure Screens, and the stage screen should be TCL, and it is. So now this stage screen is working. So that's great. Sometimes you might have to double check. The projector is sometimes set to like disconnected or something like that. But so you just come in and you say, oh, projector, that needs to be set to that. And then the projector should work. So no matter if you haven't turned on the projector or the stage display, and you come and turn on the computer and then you turn on the projector and or the stage display, you can come in and go to System Preferences, Displays, and do that step to add this as a monitor. and then you can come into ProPresenter and set it up as the output for the stage screen, and you can set the projector as this instead of the disconnected if they're not picking up. And that should do it for you. Those are a lot of the questions that I usually get asked on a Sunday. A few other things to remember are I have this little reminder here, but switch from Mac to Cam when the singing starts. So before they start singing, you want this switch to be on Mac so that while we're going through these slides here, then the TV's out in the fellowship hall and above the children's area and all that. If the switch is on Mac, then we're showing what's on the Mac. So we're just cycling through these slides. But as soon as the musicians start singing, la 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 la, then we want to switch this, and it's just a light press and make sure that the light below Cam lights up. That way the TVs out in the foyer and above the children's area and everything will start to see whatever's on the camera, which isn't connected right now, but they would see whatever's on the camera then, and they can actually follow along with the singing. In general, when you're going through a song, you want to be on the slide that everyone is singing before they get there, so that they have time to read the first couple of words at least before they actually sing it. So then, but then as they're singing, once they get to, I believe there's one salvation, one doorway that leads, they've already read to life. In order to sing to life, you had to have read that in your brain before you get to sing it. So by the time they're on leads, that's when you should be switching over to the next slide. So then their brains can finish singing to life while their mouths can finish singing to life while their brains are reading the next words that they're about to sing. This is especially important in a fast song. There have been times when, like Melissa was singing, and it was very fast, and everyone's like, da, 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 and they get to that last song, and then the slide switched to the next slide. Well, Melissa was singing fast, but the whole congregation is having to sing along with her, and then they all drop. And then they all sing along with her for a bit, and then they all drop. Every slide transition, because it wasn't happening fast enough. So if it's a fast song, you got to be on top of switching over to the next slide in time. But if it's really fast, like our God is overcome, maybe by the time they're on God you're going to switch over to here, to the next slide. And by the time maybe they start evermore, maybe you're going to switch over to the next slide. So just understand, if it's slow, you might be able to let them sing that whole slide before you go over to the next one. And that's why Thursdays are important, to practice the timing of that and the timing of when they switch from chorus 1 to verse 3 to verse 4 and all that. You'll kind of get a feel for the timing so that okay, this is a fast song, except for when they transition from here to here, they take a long time. So I can sit on this slide for a while they play, and then go to this, so that everyone knows not to just quick start singing again. But then the musicians aren't singing at all, so practice makes perfect. Okay, well, I'm talking about slides. I will show you how to edit a slide if you ever need to. You just click the slide and you click edit. And then you can edit it. If it's just the words, and then you can go back to the slideshow by clicking show. If it's just the words you need to edit, you can right click and quick edit, and then you can type whatever you need to type in here. And then just click X to get out of that. And then if you want to add in like another bridge, you just click up here, you grab the bridge, and you add it where you want it to be. And if it's not supposed to be there, you can hit the X to remove it. And you can add a new group if you want, if you don't have a good group. But yeah, that's kind of more advanced stuff. You can have somebody show you that if you ever need to do that. But that's how you quickly add choruses and everything. And one thing that can trip you up is, so there are like 3 bridges in a row here. So if I go to the bridge section, there's 6 slides. So if I'm on this slide and I add a new slide, add new blank slide, and it just added to the bridge 1 because I was on a bridge 1 slide. So now after the end of every bridge 1, it added this new blank slide because I modified basically the bridge 1 template. So if I'm like, oh, I only wanted a blank slide right here, I didn't want one here and here, then you gotta change what groups this slide is in by saying, hey, group, let's just make this its own group. So now that's blank, and now you can see it removed. Now we've got bridge, bridge. The groups now show bridge, blank, bridge, bridge. Bridge, blank, bridge, bridge. If I put it back into bridge, then it won't show up in the other 2 bridges apparently. That's interesting. Oh, maybe it's a new bridge. I don't know what's going on there, but anyways, it's something like that. I don't actually want this slide, so I'm going to remove it. Yeah, that's kind of how you manipulate slides. The opening slides here, if you ever need to add a new one, you can click anywhere, and like I showed down here, plus, and then I usually just add new blank slide. There is a faster, better way to do it, but this is the way I remember how to do it. And I click it, and then I say edit, and then I, if it's an image or whatever it is, I add it to that slide. And then all of these slides at the beginning have this timer option. So you just grab another slide, click that countdown, and copy, and then go to your new blank slide. Oops. And by the time you're all done with whatever you want, then paste. Right click and paste. And then your countdown timer is on that slide then. And then you should be good. The reason the other way that I can't remember is probably better is because there's probably actions on all of these slides that now that slide doesn't have, but all the other ones do. Yeah, see there's an action here. It's kind of hard to see, but you can see that little icon there. That means that there's an action associated with that slide, but now there's no action here. So if you right click this and you look at the actions, it should tell you what actions it has, but I can't remember what actions it has. But you can just add an action on this one, and I'd have to look at what actions are on this slide, but I can't remember how to do that. But that's how you would add a slide there. I delete it because we don't need a blank slide in our slideshow. Generally speaking, to do a new service, you're going to duplicate the most recent one and then rename it September 17th. And then you'll go into September 17th, and with that selected, you'll delete, the songs that we're not going to sing, and then add in whatever songs we are going to sing. Delete. So open canvas, and then to add a new song, you search for it in the library, and no, you don't want to pick that third option, but that second option, sometimes we search in here. I can't remember exactly which one we search in, but one of these we search in there. We search for the song. I don't know. Is Rock of Ages something we sing? Maybe not. But here's one of the songs that we sing, maybe. So then you just double click it, and Christ, our hope in life and death. Why isn't it showing up there? Oops. Okay, it got added to here. So I'm going to move it over to there. And I'm not sure what I did wrong there to make that not work, but anyways. So now the 17th, Christ, our hope in life and death. I'll move it up so that it's between the open and close. And now the slideshow's at the top. Welcome slide there because we copied and pasted the whole thing from the 10th. And then Christ, our hope in life and death is after those. Oops, I don't know what happened there. Christ, our hope in life and death. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but it's something like that. Okay, I think I might have figured it out. It is this middle thing that you're going to select. So if you find like your name, if you search for your name is power, results will show up over here, but you want this middle one. And then you'll find your name is power, and if it's by Chris Llewellyn, then that's the one you want. You'll double click it. I thought double clicking it would do it, but it did not import. Maybe it will. Okay, and it did it on September 10th. So just drag it over to September 17th. Your name is power is now here, and put it in the right place so that there's all the opening slides. There's the welcome slide, and then into the first song, your name is power. Something like that. Okay, I think I was wrong. If it is here, that means that we've played it before and we have we've sung it before, so you actually want to do that, add to playlist in this first thing. If it doesn't show up here, then you got to grab it from here, but if it does show up here, use that instead. That way it will show up here and have the like a background, and you're not just starting from a blank song. So yeah, I think that's actually the right thing to do. Regardless, sometimes you'll get a song in here and we have a different arrangement. So if this arrangements, it's not focusing very well, arrangements isn't selected, then you won't see any arrangements. But if you select arrangements, then you'll see that there are different arrangements. So for your name is power, arrangements got deselected, but for your name is power right now it's master, but you could say 22, and then that's going to be typically how we sing it. So your name 4-3, it was slightly different, so I guess we decided to change it up a little bit, and someone decided to save that arrangement for that particular song as 22. But a lot of times if it's just the master arrangement, then that's just like the default song. And so we usually have a custom arrangement, and to get to that custom arrangement, click arrangements and then click over here and then click one of the ones that isn't master, basically. But then on Thursdays, as they're singing, that's when you have to go through and follow along as they are singing, la da 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 da, and then be like, wait a minute, after verse 1, they did not go into the pre-chorus. So, you might have to change the arrangement and figure that stuff out. That's about all I can think of for training on ProPresenter. Obviously, I'm not the greatest at it. So practicing and asking questions and being not being afraid to go ahead and ask away till you figure out something, and we should all be helping each other out figure out how to do this. But that's the basics of what I know of how to run ProPresenter for Big Sky Fellowship. Thanks.